Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Spinabifida Guide to Hope. My name is Leilani, and today I will be talking about comments or questions or just things in general that people have said to me that I dislike. Now, just a disclaimer, this is only my personal experience and my personal opinion on the things that have been said to me. Just because I may not like a certain thing said to me does not mean that that goes for everyone. This is just my own personal opinion on certain things that people have said to me regarding my disability. The first thing, and this is not in any particular order, that I don't really like people to say is, "You don't look like you have a disability." Now, with this comment, it usually comes after somebody learns that I do in fact have a disability. Majority of the time I have gotten this comment and they do say, "Well, you don't look like you're disabled," or "You don't look like you have a disability." When it happens, take it with a grain of salt, and I don't really pay much mind to it. I kind of just shrug it off. But it does in fact bother me, of course, because disability really doesn't have a look and it doesn't have a face. Anyone can have a disability. People who do not know that person may not even know it. Disability does not have to be physical either. It can be mental, it can be anything non-visible, or it can be in fact visible. And there is this stigma when it comes to the disabled community that if you are disabled, it is visible, and that is just not the case. Everyone is different, every disability is different. So for someone to say to me, "Oh, you don't look like you're disabled," or "You don't look like you have a disability," is in a way kind of offensive to me personally, because disability does not have a face. Another comment that bothers me is, "Why can you walk?" Now, with this comment, it usually comes from someone who already has knowledge of spina bifida, and I've only gotten this question maybe twice in my life, and that to me is also very offensive of a question, because again, all disabilities are different, and specifically with spina bifida, all individuals with spina bifida are different. No two cases are exactly the same. Just because I am fully mobile does not mean that I am not disabled. It doesn't mean that I have not struggled with my disability. It doesn't mean that I have any less of spina bifida as somebody else with spina bifida. It is also very offensive to me when somebody asks, "Why are you able to walk?" Because it shouldn't matter if I'm able to walk or not. If I were someone who did need assistance when it came to walking, whether it be me being on a wheelchair or on crutches, it shouldn't matter. It's really nobody's business to really make a comment or question why someone with a disability is mobile, or make a comment on them having to use assistance. That is just something that shouldn't matter, and it is something that shouldn't, quite frankly, be said. In my personal opinion, it shouldn't be asked. Another question that I have been asked, and it does bother me, and again, I've only been asked this question maybe once in my life, or twice, I'm not exactly sure, but I have been asked this question. And that question is, can it be cured? Can spina bifida be cured? Now, this usually comes from someone, in my experience, who doesn't have much knowledge of spina bifida, but I feel like it isn't something that should really be asked, and it does kind of bother me, because once this person who may be asking this question learns, hey, it's a disability, typically disabilities are not curable. They are something that is permanent and lifelong, and specifically with spina bifida, that is in fact the case. I will forever have spina bifida. I can never get rid of spina bifida. It is a part of me, and I, to be honest, am proud of that part of me. Because of my disability, it has connected me to amazing people and an amazing community, and I would not want that to be changed. Even though, yes, I've struggled throughout my life because of my disability, it has brought me many positive things. So no, I would never want to be cured, and also no, it can't be cured, and I am okay with that. I don't think it's something that should be asked, because it's not like the person with the disability can change it. So why ask if it can be changed if you know that it is a disability? So that is kind of why it bothers me a little bit. The next thing that is a comment that has been said to me multiple times from people that don't really have knowledge of spina bifida, and sometimes not really much knowledge of any disability in general, is when people call it a disease instead of calling it a disability. This doesn't really bother me in a way where it makes me upset. It is something that I can just shrug off when it is said, so it's not really something that I get too offensive about. If somebody does say that spina bifida is a disease, obviously if they don't know of spina bifida, they might not know that it is in fact a disability and not a disease. But once I do tell that person that it's a disability, and that person keeps calling it a disease, which has happened to me multiple times with different people, it then can become a problem, because it is different than a disease. It is not a disease. I don't know about all diseases, but I know that some diseases can be contagious. Spina bifida in particular is not something that is contagious. It is a disability. It is not a disease, even though some diseases, I'm sure, are not contagious either. There is a significant difference between something being a disability and something being a disease. So if somebody innocently confuses the two and calls spina bifida a disease, that's fine. I can correct them and tell them, no, it's not a disease, it's a disability. But if somebody kind of repeatedly says it, then it kind of gets offensive, because I already told you multiple times that it's not a disease, it is a disability, and those two things are completely separate. Now, the very last comment or thing that I have heard people say is, instead of saying spina bifida, they say spinal bifida. Now, I can just laugh this off. It's not that big of a deal if somebody accidentally says spinal bifida versus spina bifida. I have run into people that make that confusion, which is in most cases a very innocent mistake. So I don't get offended by it at all. If somebody says spinal bifida, I would just correct them and say it's not spinal bifida, it is spina bifida. So it's not really something that is offensive to me in any way. It's just most of the time a simple mistake that people that are not knowledgeable of spina bifida can make, and they can just call it spinal bifida instead of spina bifida. Again, these are just a small list of things that have been said to me or that I have personally heard people say, whether it be directed towards me or not. Again, just because some of these things may offend me in some way, or I don't necessarily agree with those things being asked or said, does not mean that everyone has the same opinion as I do, and that is okay. If you have a different opinion on the comments or questions that I mentioned do bother me and it doesn't necessarily bother you, that is alright with me. I am by no means trying to offend anyone. These are just things that I find have bothered me or some way, or have been maybe a little irritating, or just things that I can just shrug off and be like, alright, well, no, it's this way instead of that way. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Down below is the subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. Also, please like, comment, and share this video. The like button is also down below. Give it a thumbs up. I read all comments and I respond to some. And before I go, I do want to give a thank you to all who have subscribed to my channel. I have now reached 200 subscribers, and I cannot thank you enough for those 200 people who have decided that they want to subscribe to my channel because they want to see more of me. I really appreciate all of you, and I really appreciate, even if you're not subscribed to me but you still watch my videos, I really appreciate all of you as well. I just want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to have this platform and to be able to reach all of you and maybe even relate to you in some way. For me, it can be very therapeutic to share my journey with my disability. And I hope for some, if not all, who watch me, my videos are in a way helpful to you. So I really appreciate all of you for watching, for liking, for commenting on all of my videos. I really appreciate all who have subscribed to my channel. Again, if you haven't already, it is greatly appreciated if you do subscribe and like this video and comment below. Also share it if you would like to, and I will see you all next week. Bye!